Good day, sport lovers around the world.
Good day, everyone.
I am Chekube Adaba.
I'm Mr. Keke of Lagos.
All right, well, welcoming you to another edition of Sports Flashback on Rich TV. And on today's edition, we have lots of exciting gists and sports stories for you. We are here to refresh you of major sporting events that happened during the past immediate week. Keke of Lagos, how's your week been?
Football, and just football. Watching, trying to keep up with the things that is going on, and some other sporting stories as well. It's been so jam-packed sort of, but it's okay. We are coping with it, and it's very, very nice, keeping us, we football lovers more glued to our TV screens.
Of course, it's keeping football lovers glued to their TV screens. And other sport news are also keeping other sport lovers glued to their TV screen. You want to know what went down during the last immediate week in the world of sports? We shall let you know after this short time out. See you on the other side. Welcome back to Sports Flashback on Rich TV. Well, without wasting much of our time, we want to go straight to the major sporting events that happened during the week. Of course, not all of them, but we'll just give you some, maybe just to refresh you. Keke of Lagos, during the week, Gattuso, the former AC Milan player, Tottenham Hotspur, they had the intention of talking to him to take over their team. But during the week, it was revealed that fan pressure has made Tottenham withdraw their offer to Gattuso. What do you have to say about that?
Well, Gattuso was after the former Roma boss, that's Paulo Fonseca, was the one leading race to sign to get the Tottenham job. Unfortunately, tax issues came in between Tottenham and the manager, and the deal fell through. Gattuso came in to come and begin the new manager, but of course, some issues came up. The fans don't like Gattuso, probably his style of game. Tottenham as a whole too, they didn't come to terms on what they need to, be to get the manager. But of course, he didn't come to fruition, and then he didn't take up the job any longer. So it's unfortunately for Tottenham. I feel Gattuso is a good coach for Tottenham, but of course, they didn't get to, sign that deal, and then the deal fell through rather, and it's unfortunate for Tottenham.
Wow, so much to fan pressure. Yeah. Fans can actually be powerful in the world of football.
They have a lot of say. A lot of say.
Because if I can remember, during the last season, I think Manchester United, their games was postponed twice because fans had a protest at the stadium. And then
Manchester United versus Liverpool. Yes, Liverpool. The fans have a lot of power and say in it. Remember the European Super League too, how the fans came into it and just destroyed everything. So fans have a lot of power in things like this.
Fans power. All right, the next one we want to talk about is Sergio Ramos. After 16 years, he's finally leaving Real Madrid. It was as if he was never going to leave Real Madrid.
He said it as well. He was like, he never thought that day would come for him to finally leave Real Madrid. He has served. He's won a lot of trophies with Spain and Real Madrid. And you have to say he's a legend in the sport. He has left Madrid now. That hole will have to be filled by Real Madrid. We don't know who's coming in, but for now, Ramos is a free agent. A lot of clubs are interested in him. We have Man United, we have PSG, and what have you. So, first of all, let him enjoy the fact that he has stopped playing for Real Madrid. 16 years, a lot of years. So it's a good one for him. But I just feel he needs just 1 or 2 more years to play, and they call it a day
in football.
In football. Probably those English clubs and maybe the French and teams might just come for him.
And he has achieved quite a lot in the world of football.
Yes, a lot.
He has quite, on a personal level and on the club level.
Yes.
He has achieved quite
World
a lot.
Cups, Champions Leagues, La Ligas, Copa del Rey, etc.
Yeah. I wish Sergio Ramos well, because if we are to remember the special thing he did when Liverpool played Real Madrid in the Champions League final, that people said he personally came in to end the career of Salah so that he won't score.
And most English fans have not forgotten that.
They have not.
They've not forgotten that. And they always say Man United fans are the ones that are trying to clamor for him to get back to, so that they can sign him to bring that experience to the team. But some of them are saying he used Man United to increase the salary some few years ago. So some don't even want him. It's bringing divide between Man United fans. But so far, let's just allow him enjoy for the now. The champagne day is still long. Of course, he can pick a club later on and decide who he's going to sign for. So for now, they just align.
Of course.
Enjoy the
and this is saying congratulations to Sergio Ramos for a successful Real Madrid career.
Yes, 16
For
years.
Sport Flashback, we say enjoy your retirement from Real Madrid.
Yes.
Well, we will come back after this short timeout to give you the remaining sports news. Please don't change the dial.
I said I'm okay, I've been better, not sure if it's paradise. And if it's the small things that matter, then maybe it's where it lies. But oh, we're looking for keys to this world, left my high rise, look back and said no, I still believe that there's more to the sunrise. But sometimes I let go, I lose track of the days.
It's Ronaldo! Adios, Shakira! What's it just? Gloss on a great display! Goes again!
Will I be your number one? When it's love I'm coming from. Never sure what's to come. Oh, though I'll be okay and get better, I'm not sure I'm satisfied. And there's still some parts of the truth that I hid, but you recognized. But oh, we're looking for keys to this world, left my high rise, look back and said no, I still believe that there's more to the sunrise.
Not got much help. Oh, he doesn't need any help! How about that?
Welcome back to Sport Flashback on Rich TV. Alright, straight to other sports news. The Olympics is coming very, very soon. In short, as soon as the Euro 2020 is ended, I think in less than a month the Olympics starts, right? Keke of Lagos.
Yeah.
Okay. Now for the Olympic news, it seems some top stars might not appear in the next Olympics. Keke.
Yes, just penalty.
Just Prenot, for example, the silver medal winning swimmer from the USA.
Yeah, last Olympics.
Olympics in 2016.
Yes, exactly, in Brazil.
Yeah.
Yeah, he missed. He didn't qualify for the 200 meters breaststroke swimming for United States team. You know, we came in 17th in the preliminaries and the semi-finals, so he's not going to partake in the next swimming competition. He actually holds the US record for 200 meter breaststroke. So now he's going to be missing out. It's going to be a big blow for him and the United States team. But of course, they have a lot of young guys coming up too as well. He says he's going to take a 1 year sabbatical
Leave.
just to get himself back, to know if he hates the sport, as he said, or not. So he still has a chance. According to what we heard, he said he may have an alternative route into the competition, but I think he's not even planning on that whatsoever. He just wants to get that break and come back more, energized for the previous next tournaments coming up. So this year he's going to be missing out. Semi-finally, the silver medalist at last year 200 meter breaststroke. It's going to be a huge loss for United States, but I know these guys have a lot of guys coming up to replace him. So
a silver medal is not appearing in the Olympics after winning it in 2016. Man, even the Olympics might not even get the recognition it might get, because a lot of stars might be missing out.
Yes.
Because apart from just Prenot, Rafael Nadal, the tennis celebrity, legend, if I use that word, he's saying his body is talking to him, and his body is telling him to take a break. Therefore, he might miss out on the Wimbledon and then the Tokyo Olympics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The time duration between the French Open and the Wimbledon that's coming up is just 2 weeks, and the Olympics as well. Man is 35 years old. He just had a grueling match with Novak Djokovic just 2 weeks ago. And sorry, last week rather, and his body is not helping him any longer. He's not getting younger. Even Roger Federer withdrew during the last French Open. So you can see these old guys are beginning to have that, they've been playing for a long time, maybe 15 years. They're humans after all, so they have to just take that break, and they are taking that break right now. And it might be a great loss for Ebundi, but it's not really his favorite court in tennis, if you know what I'm saying. So maybe he may not really have that feeling that he might win. Of course, he's a competitor. He has to go in there hoping to win. But it's not his favorite tennis ground, so that belongs to Roger Federer anyway. So rest his leg. There's still another US Open coming up, I think in August or thereabout. So he can always come back for that.
And missing the Wimbledon this time around will make it the third time he'll be missing the competition. It's on record that he missed it in 2006 and in 2019.
Yes, he has always had that injury record. That is so good a player, but injury has always been coming here and there. So he's 35 years old now. It's okay for him to start missing things like this. Very soon he'll retire and go as one of the greatest tennis players of all time.
Well, he's an adult, like my father will always tend to tell me. So he's responsible for his actions.
Yes,
so if he feels his body does not carry the sport,
he has to step down.
Then he has to step down. And I think the world should respect his decision for that.
Yes, exactly.
Just that the Olympics might actually miss him again, because he's also one of the top performers that will make the Olympics stick.
Yes, but of course, unfortunately, he might not be playing that competition.
Wow.
It's going to be a great miss.
Wow. Another top performer that might be missing in this year's Olympics is British athlete Sam Farah.
Yeah.
He might not be appearing in this Olympics.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, the British Championship that came up this week I just finished, he came in 8th, and there's a particular time he needed to scale through to qualify for the Olympics, but unfortunately he was short by 20 seconds. So they are giving him a trial for him to see if he can make it to the Olympics. He's a great. He won the gold medal in 2016. He's a world record holder in that field, 10,000 meter race. So they are hoping for him to come back and boost their gold medal haul in the next coming Olympics. So let's see. He might still come back to get that time that he needs to qualify for the Olympics. And he's 38 years old right now, and he's complaining about injuries. And it's normal for old athletes. But with all the experience, his talent, let's see, it might help him get through to the Olympics. But I just feel even if he gets to the Olympics, he might not really deliver. But I'm not trying to rule him out, but then age is on his side already. But hopefully if he, wins this next race, or maybe come to that time they needed to him to get to the Olympics, then he might qualify.
Age is not on his side, like you said. And it's such a painful thing that a lot of these top sport performers might not be appearing in this year's Olympics. But then, like Keke of Lagos made us realize, this is an opportunity for younger ones who are in the same field to actually make a name. Because those ones who are there today actually took over from somebody who was there. So maybe this is an opportunity for younger athletes to try and make a name for themselves. Because a lot of these top sports performers might not actually be in the Olympics next month. Well, enough of the Olympics. Keke of Lagos. Let's go to showbiz boxing, or boxing showbiz, like my friends will tend to call it.
Let's leave it like that, showbiz boxing.
Showbiz boxing.
Yes.
And you know why we are calling showbiz boxing? Because Paul Logan, you know Paul Logan?
Yes, a celebrity.
Yeah.
YouTuber.
A YouTuber. Yeah. He created a record. Was it last month or so, by fighting with Mayweather? How did the fight actually go on?
It was just an exhibition. These guys are just trying to enjoy themselves in the ring.
And I heard that he was pumped to stupor.
Yes, he was pumped. And Mayweather actually carried him to the 8th round they fought. They decided to just give the fans an exhibition. Mayweather was an all-time great.
All-time great.
Paul Logan is just a celebrity trying to make that name into boxing, trying to switch. And it worked out for both of them. They made millions of dollars. And
their fame increased.
Their popularity increased in the United States. That's a big deal.
And based on that, I think he's now feeling, since one worked, he can take the other one. Exactly. So now he's challenging Mike Tyson to a fight.
The great Mike Tyson.
Don't you think he wants to kill himself?
Actually, Mike Tyson was the first to start this exhibition stuff this year, 2021. He fought Roy Jones Jr. earlier in the year. So he's trying to woo Mike Tyson in. At the end of the day, he's not really a boxer per se. He's just the second fight as a boxer. And I'm trying to get Mike Tyson to fight him maybe later in the year. Well, as I said, I always say, fight between involving Logan Paul is just about money, and just money. If they can try and get that together, Mike Tyson is already actually old. He's no more a boxer.
He's
But
in
if he
his
can
50s.
if he can get cool $millions to fight celebrity boxer, he can't turn that down. So it's a good one for both of them. It's not really a real fight. They may not even be judges to even score the fight like the Mayweather Logan Paul fight. So
Please,
it's a good one for both of them.
I want to do showbiz boxing so that I'll be making millions. I can't box. I will just come to the field and run around to the ring. You will punch me and I make my millions. Is that not how it is
and
done?
popularity works a lot in boxing. If you are popular, you get a lot of money. But that's how boxing works. Forget about your talent first. Once you are popular in boxing, you get the money. And that's the reason why Logan Paul is trying to, go into boxing and cashing out big.
All right. As Paul Logan is going to go into boxing to catch in millions, we are going on a commercial break or a short break to catch our breath. We'll be back after the timeout.
I said I'm okay, I've been better, not sure if it's paradise. And if it's the small things that matter, then maybe it's where it lies. But we're looking for keys to this world, left my high rise, look back and said, no, I still believe that there's more to the sunrise. But sometimes I let go, I lose track of the days.
It's Ronaldo. Adios, Shakira. What's it just? Gloss on a great display. Goes again.
Will I be your number one? When it's love I'm coming from. Never sure what's to come. Oh, though I'll be okay and get better, I'm not sure I'm satisfied. And there's still some parts of the truth that I hid, but you recognized. But we're looking for keys to this world, left my high rise, look back and said, no, I still believe that there's more to the sunrise.
Not got much help. Oh, he doesn't need any help. How about that?
Welcome back to Sports Flashback. Euro 2020 has been getting hot, in short, hotter by the day, with exciting games, beautiful goals, nice tackles, good saves. Keke of Lagos, Euro 2020, it has been getting hot, right?
Yes, interesting matches every day. As you said, good save, good goals, good matches, and decent results for the big teams.
But the big teams.
Yes, so.
Yeah. But beyond the field of play, some things happened in the last week in the world of football. First, Cristiano Ronaldo had a pre-match press conference, and as soon as he sat down, the 2 bottles of Coca-Cola that were on his table, he took them aside, like someone trying to say he wasn't going to associate with Coca-Cola, probably because as a sportsman, he doesn't drink sugar. He needs much of water as a sport person.
Exactly.
Yeah. He wasn't alone in that. Paul Pogba, the Manchester United and French player, also during a pre-match press conference, took away the bottle of Heineken beer that was on his table and hid it under his chair. Now, these 2 guys, Keke of Lagos, they are great football personalities. They have achieved a lot. They have the name in football. Do you think it was right hiding drinks of the major sponsors of a competition that they are participating in?
But on a personal note for me, I don't see that something that is right, because indirectly these players are being paid by the money of these same sponsors for UEFA, that is Heineken and Coca-Cola. But they had a reason, as you said. Ronaldo probably is trying to promote more water than sugar, as in the case of Coca-Cola. Pogba had an excuse for saying he's a Muslim, doesn't take alcohol. You know, Heineken is an alcoholic drink. Although the alcoholic drink he took away from the table was actually non-alcoholic Heineken drink, but probably was not aware of that. And UEFA has now come out to say players don't need to do that. Although they said media people should try and encourage taking away the bottles away from the table. At least they notice that the player is a Muslim, you understand? So, but for me, I don't see that anything. This guy are just trying to create a necessary buzz. It might be good for the competition, it might be good for the sponsors who will know that about that, but there's no point. Just post or pre-match conference, 10, 15 minutes. Having the bottle in front of you won't change anything. It won't even kill your faith or whatever. So I don't know what guys are trying to portray, but for me, I don't think it's anything. It's not okay.
Yeah, it's not okay
for me. I don't buy that idea.
Obviously, it's not okay. And if we are to add those things that these guys did, like in the case of Coca-Cola now, it affected sales. Was it for a day or two?
Yeah,
it affected
we had
sales.
the share price drop, but there was no evidence to really back that up according to what we heard. But of course, they said the share price drop. And Coca-Cola didn't really come out to condemn Cristiano Ronaldo. Probably as a fear of, if they condemn him, it might actually really affect them. Ronaldo is a big brand on his own. So, UEFA, as I said, told them to stop all those shenanigans they are doing in press conferences. Let's hope these guys will stop. One other player actually did it as well, the Italian midfielder Locatelli. He took away the coke, but to just one side and then put the water in front of him. And the UEFA is going to stop it. So let's hope we don't see a bit of that. France are playing today. Portugal are also playing today. So after the matches, we might see they do the same thing or not. So let's wait and see for that.
And for the case of Heineken, I think in their own case, sales was not affected because I heard Heineken actually sold more after that Pogba's incident. Probably because people try to sympathize with Heineken. Or what do you think?
Yeah, and I think they are trying to even promote that particular drink. Heineken is synonymous to alcohol and stuff. But that drink was zero alcohol, according to what we heard. And maybe that's the reason why Heineken sold more. Because that drink was actually something like a new drink to the masses. So probably that's why it increased in sales. We may never know. Sometimes they say no publicity is bad publicity. It might look bad in the face of we viewers, but we don't know what these guys are doing behind. It may even help them. It might even be publicity stunts. We never even know.
Of course.
Because there's a lot of money involved in things like this for them to just start taking drinks away from the table and having their own personal things. No. But as you said, it has happened. The effort trying not to do it, and I hope they don't do it.
Well, we hope the players don't do this again because these sponsors pumping money into these competitions. It is the same money that they used to fund teams' preparations for the competition.
Yes.
Pay for prizes, trophies, and everything.
The money is very, very important.
Money is very, very key. So I believe that these players must have learned because their incidents generated a lot of public uproar, and I'm sure for their publicity, a person like Ronaldo might not want to be associated with that, especially being the highest goal scorer in Europe.
History.
Briefly, what do you have to say about Ronaldo being the highest goal scorer? He can't just stop scoring.
We have run out of words to use for Cristiano Ronaldo.
Phenomenal, wonderful, beautiful. In short, there is no how we can describe him that he has not been described before.
Yeah, he's a top scorer.
Thumbs up to Ronaldo and to other players keeping it real in Euro 2020. Well, that's all we have for you today. But before we go, today in history.
Yes, today in history.
Today in history.
Yeah, today in history, we are going far back to 1944, June 1944. English cricketer Bill Bradley actually. Bill Bradley unfortunately lost his life for playing cricket for England.
Okay, an English cricketer.
Yes, Bill Bradley
lost his life in the year 1944. On this day. Wow, such a sad day for today in history. But at Sports Flashback, we don't ever have sad days because we have sporting days.
Yes.
And sport games are actually enjoyable games that brings out the excitement in you. Yes. And I believe our viewers at home, you would also have sad days because you have lots of exciting sports games to keep you company during the week, starting from today till the next time we meet. But until we meet again, please don't fail to subscribe or like or follow us on any of our social media handles that will be displayed on your screen right now. And when you do, please always leave a comment under every hour of our program session. Until we come again, I remain Chokube Adaba.
Mr. Keke of Lagos.
See you
See you next week.
See you at the next episode.
Yeah.
Bye.